Hello again. I'm going to change things up a little bit today and get out of my kitchen. It's quite overcast today, so I got you out here in the shop with better lighting. Today I want to show you my by far favorite piece of gear that I have purchased since I started getting ready for my through hike of the PCT this year. And that is my LiteAF 40-liter curve custom-made pack. This pack was made specifically for me and my dimensions. I'm a very wide guy. I'm not your average backpacker. Most backpacks on the market are not built for a guy my size. Even the extra large versions, which is the biggest most companies go, especially in the lightweight backpacking world, just don't fit me. So I got to talking to LiteAF and they told me that they could definitely help me out. I started by going to their website and picking through all their customization points and everything that they have. So it's like what size pack you want, what you want it made out of, what color to it. You can make it any way you want. I doubt that there is one pack out there with LiteAF's brand on it that is the exact same pack as another. Let's get into some of its details. This is a frameless pack, so it's not going to work for everybody, but man, I absolutely love it. There are a lot of things to consider when choosing a frameless pack or a framed pack, but I'm not going to go into all that because I just don't have enough experience in backpacking to help you make the proper decision. LiteAF uses a Dyneema polyester hybrid. Now what that means is the inside lining of this pack is made from a 1.43 ounce Dyneema composite material. Laminated to the outside of that Dyneema is a 1.49 ounce polyester fabric, making the total weight of this main body fabric 2.92 ounces. The bottom of the pack is made from a 5 ounce Dyneema hybrid fabric just to give it a little added strength, since that's what you'll most of the time be setting it on, to help against just scuffs and scrapes. So when LiteAF buys its fabric, it is already a laminated piece. So this is already a hybrid fabric, and it's not something they do in-house. Now the Dyneema being very strong in relation to its weight is amazing, but it is still a little bit fragile due to the thickness of it. So this polyester exterior helps strengthen the main body of the pack. The Dyneema interior of the pack is naturally waterproof, which will waterproof the entire main body of the pack, which eliminates your need for a pack liner of any kind. Now, I'm not saying don't use a pack liner. If you have anything you're really worried about getting wet, you can for sure use a pack liner inside this pack. I have just not found that it's necessary. I've put this pack through 4 different rainstorms of all different levels. Very, very light drizzle for a couple hours, really, really heavy rain for a couple minutes, and it has never leaked even just a little bit. Along with the Dyneema being waterproof, the inside of this pack is entirely seam sealed, meaning that everywhere that there are 2 pieces of fabric that come together and have been sewn has been sealed with seam sealer tape, which I believe is made out of Dyneema as well. So at every contact point and every point that there is a stitch, including where the stitches come in from my hip belt, have been seam sealed to keep water from coming in at those points. So for any of you who are familiar with Dyneema, you understand that Dyneema is incredibly waterproof, meaning water gets on it, it beads up and just rolls right off. The first time you see it get wet, you will think that it is soaking in water because the color of the outside of the pack will change. That does not mean that the pack is soaking up water and water is getting inside your pack. All that means is that polyester is getting wet, but as far as my experience, the Dyneema is doing its job underneath. It is equipped with a roll top, which in my case, being a 40 liter, has a very tall roll. It's made to be able to fit a lot of gear. Now, I don't fill that entire 40 liters, even when I put 5 days worth of food in there, which gives me the opportunity to really roll the top down and secure that waterproof fit. In addition to the roll top, it does offer a removable strap, either if you want a single strap or a Y strap like I did. I got this Y strap in order to secure my bear can to the top of the bag while I'm in the Sierras. Now I like this strap because I can roll the top down, and when it has this little extra here that likes to flop, you can tighten this strap right over the top of it and keep it real tight and secure. It also helps keep all your gear inside from shifting around, and with a frameless pack, that's very, very important. The main body of the pack has a material I believe is called Linskira. I'm not positive on that, but I think that's what this is called. This stuff is absolutely incredible. It stretches. It's just amazingly flexible. I put quite a bit of gear on the outside of here so I can just grab it and run. The side of the pack has compression straps to help you keep the load pulled tight and up against your body. Once again, very important for a frameless pack. Important for any pack, but even more so with a frameless pack, to make sure all that weight gets right up against your back and as close to your body as you can possibly keep it without shifting around. For the side pockets, I chose to go with the ripstop. I believe it's nylon. I don't think this is a Dyneema fabric. I believe this is a ripstop nylon. I chose to go with this for just a little bit more durability, and I didn't need it to be waterproof, so I wasn't worried about the ripstop material leaking at all. Both side pockets have a little weep hole, if you will, here at the bottom. So in my case, I'll be carrying 2 water bottles. I'm sure most people carry water bottles in their side pockets, at least one of them, and that'll keep the condensation from building up in the bottom of this pocket. It'll be able to roll right out, and given that the bottom of the pack is waterproof as well, it's really not an issue. Now, me being a larger person, I opted to go for an extra long strap. This strap comes entirely up underneath my body, and by the time it ends, I do not feel any bit of webbing on the side of my body. Now, I also opted to go with a very large hip belt. Most of the people who order from LiteAF will not go with a hip belt quite so big. I do believe this is a 4-inch, maybe even 4.5-inch wide hip belt. The hip belts have 4 individual adjusters. So you've got 2 on this side, 2 on this side, which both come to a single clip. I really like the adjustability. I can tighten a little more up top, a little more down low. I can give it the right set so that my belt does not creep up or curl on me. I also chose to go with the hip belt pockets. Now, another reason for making the hip belt as long as it is so that I can actually access my hip belt pockets. I found that with my size and almost all other backpacks that I have tried on, I can't unzip my side pocket because they are so far back. They're basically over my kidney. I just couldn't reach in and grab what I needed. So I had him build them as far as he would comfortably build them so I could actually access these side pockets. And because he made me such a big belt, he went ahead and made these side pockets very, very large. These are unrealistically large in comparison to most side pockets. I know it doesn't seem like it here, but they really are. In my video of how I pack my pack, you can see just how much I can stick inside this pocket. Now, he did this in order to not have the waist belt absolutely swallow the normal size pouch that he would put on here. This pouch is also made of a Dyneema fabric with a waterproof zipper. These pouches themselves are waterproof as well. I also opted to have these little Linskira pouches put on these pouches for trash so that I don't have to stop every time when I eat and put my trash back in my bag. I can tuck them in here until I get somewhere where I intend to stop, and then I can move them to my trash bag. Now, getting into some of the options that they didn't offer on their website, simply knowing that I was going to be using this pack to through hike the PCT this year, LiteAF went in and added all kinds of stuff to this to make it fit me perfectly for the trail that I am hiking. So just knowing that in the Sierra Nevada I'll be carrying an ice axe, LiteAF took it upon themselves to add an ice axe loop to my pack, which I never even thought of. So that was incredibly cool of them to do that. They added these load lifters for me, knowing that it would benefit me on the trail with my particular pack weight. I thought that was very cool. They also took into consideration my larger than average backpacking stature. This is not their normal loop. He made it larger to accommodate my larger than average hand. So I know that doesn't seem like a lot, but when you've got a hand the size of mine, it's very, very nice to have this extra large hand grip. And that was something they did just because it's something they thought of. And again, I very much appreciate that. Now, what the curve stands for in the name is kind of hard to see with the pack unloaded, but this pack is actually cut and sewn at a slight curve to match the natural curve of your body. And out of about the 120 miles that I have put on this pack so far, I've got to say it has got to be the most comfortable thing I have ever worn. That curve really does fit the curve of my back, and I have a pretty extreme curve just from the way my body is built. When I am hiking with this pack fully loaded at 26 pounds, the weight of that pack is the last thing I even notice. I have never felt shoulder pain, not even a little bit, even after 20-mile days. And I just can't say enough good things about how this thing fits. Also, from what I can tell of a lot of other packs that are in this category, they're not meant to hold as much weight as this pack is rated to hold. One of the things that I've noticed LiteAF does to make sure that their packs can hold the weight that they state, they take a lot of time putting in extra security in their stitching on points that they understand are going to have a lot of stress. They've got these bar tack stitches on all major stress points. LiteAF states that this pack can hold a 12 to 18 pound base weight, and I know that is very controversial in the world of backpacking, but I can attest to the fact that for a person of my size with my build, This thing definitely holds up to what they say it can hold up to. And I have no doubts that this will last me my through hike as long as I don't throw it up against a lot of trees or anything while I'm at it. This pack, including the long straps, the extra large hip belt, the extra large pouches, and my Justin UL water pouch here, weighs in at 1 pound 7¼ ounces. I have had the most incredible experience with their customer service and their products. And a big part of my decisions on the gear that I choose is customer service. When I can find a small company making a great product with immaculate customer service, I'm for sure gonna shop with them. So my main intention of making this video was to show you everything this pack had. But as I stated before, I am a huge fan of amazing customer service, and it makes a lot of difference on what products that I purchase. So I contacted LiteAF because I noticed they started following me on Instagram a few months back, and I was like, hey, this is a really unorthodox question. Please feel free to completely ignore this message. But would there be any way that you could make me a custom belt to fit my Z-Pax Arc Haul, as it's absolutely brand new and I have no reason to replace it, but this belt just doesn't work? Is there any way you could make something for me? He sent back a message almost immediately and said, absolutely, go ahead and shoot me over some pictures, give me some dimensions, and we will definitely get you hooked up with a new belt. I mowed this idea over for maybe 5 minutes, and I was so absolutely blown away that this company would make me a custom belt to fit one of their top competitors' packs. I just was like, I had no words. So I started talking to my wife, and I was like, look, I know I have this brand new pack, but I really like what these guys are doing over here. I would love to see their packs. I would really like to get one. And she, without question, said, order one. And they were happy to oblige, I'm sure. So about 2 weeks later, I got my pack in the mail. To further my customer service experience with LiteAF, about 2 weeks after I got my pack, but I woke up to a message from LiteAF on Instagram asking me to load my pack down, put it on, and take pictures of the shoulder straps. I went ahead and did that, sent him over the pictures, and he said, that's exactly what I thought. I need you to send me that pack back. I've got to fix your shoulder straps. He said only about 1 inch of that 3-inch shoulder strap is sitting on your shoulder. That's not going to do you any good. I asked him just out of curiosity, hey, what do you have to do to fix that? And he said, well, I got to make you entirely new straps and put them on and send them back. And once again, that level of service is just insane to think of in 2018. Not only were they willing to fix a problem with their design and construction, they sought me out to tell me that they messed up. I had no idea. My novice backpacking self had no idea that that pack was built wrong. He sought me out, got it fixed right away. I had that pack back in a week and a half with brand new straps, and I thought it fit well before. Now it's just unmatched. Now this company, as far as I know, is not even a year old yet, so their level of customer service is very hard to beat because large corporations just can't do the things that these guys can do. If something happens to my pack while I am on my through hike of the PCT, I have no doubts he'll do whatever is in his power to help me figure out what to do in order to complete my through hike. That to me is absolutely priceless. So all that being said, LiteAF, my first purchase from you, you've gained a customer for life, guaranteed. Great gear, great customer service, great experiences. I cannot wait to hit the trail with my custom 40-liter curve from LiteAF. There are a lot of specs to go over on this pack, and I may not have touched them all. I've tried to touch as many as I can, but I'm sure there are plenty that I missed. So if you have any other questions, go ahead and check out LiteAF.com. I'll put a link to their website down below in the description. And if you have any more questions for me about the pack, feel free to send them in a comment, and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. If you guys are liking the videos I'm putting up here on YouTube, or you just want to follow me on my PCT adventure this year, feel free to hit the subscribe button and follow along. Till next time.